The one thing that kept me going during those late nights at university, studying and doing work, was, well, unbranded energy drinks. Dirt cheap, have no idea what's in them, but it tastes pretty good. What's more important than anything is that these energy drinks can keep me going, especially when I've got a very tight deadline to meet, like that one time I completely forgot I had an essay to hand in with 4 hours to go. Yep, those energy drinks helped me through those last few grueling hours. This is fairly normal for students, late night workers, or gamers alike. But something got me thinking. How many of these energy drinks could you theoretically drink before you dropped over dead? Hello! Welcome to Brain Spill, the laziest show on the internet. My name is Tank, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we're doing a late one. So get those energy drinks out and ready. Oh, jeez. We all know that energy drinks aren't the healthiest things in the world, but how many could you drink until you theoretically died as a result? It's something that was always interesting to me because of the fact that there was a period in my life where I would live off these things, but really that might have done more harm than good. The impact of energy drinks and other caffeinated items have been hot news in recent years, given the numerous instances of people being hospitalised or even have died as a result of a caffeine overdose in some form. Studies have been conducted to find that more and more young people in particular are having more and more energy drinks through the week. Yep, that's right, you got to make sure that you are absolutely on point to get those 360 no-scopes. So yeah, every time that you grab yourself an energy drink, crack it open and take a swig, the sugar inside the drink will trigger your brain to start producing dopamine. The thing that makes us feel alright. It is that short burst of dopamine which very quickly and very sharply increases both your blood pressure and your heart rate. Which I guess is fine in small doses, especially if you need a pick-me-up, but when it starts getting to the point where you're having multiple cans, what passes the point of what's safe? What then becomes dangerous? I mean, it is something I've been thinking about a lot quite recently, for no particular reason, but, you know, I just had it on my mind. The European Food Safety Authority states that a safe daily caffeine limit is 3 milligrams per kilogram of body weight for children and adolescents. Someone weighing 9 stone, or 57 kilograms for example, should not regularly consume more than 171 milligrams per day. Fair enough. So, how much is in one of our most beloved energy drinks? Yeah, so I'm looking at a list here of it, and for some of the more well-known brands, Monster Energy for a 500 milliliter can is about 13 teaspoons of sugar, which is insane to think about. Yeah, those 13 teaspoons of sugar, it also has a caffeine content of 160 milligrams, just shy of the daily recommended amount in that single can. Relentless has 6 teaspoons of sugar, but has the same amount of caffeine per 500 ml can. While this is a little better, it's still caffeine heaven. And of course, the classic Red Bull. The classic, which although is half the size at only a 250 ml can, has about 7 teaspoons of sugar in it. When you compare the daily recommended amounts to that of what's in a can of energy drink, it's pretty clear that these cans are, although not healthy, fine in moderation and provided that you don't have them all the time, maybe a can just every now and again. And provided that you're a standard healthy person, you should be fine. I mean, I'm no role model, but hey, you know, when time calls, time calls. So, the problem comes when people are having a little bit more than this. In particular, if you were to go to a shop and buy, say, a 4-pack, or even a crate if you really wanted to. It's the times where people might have multiple cans in one session, or something where if they really need to be on the ball, have multiple cans to keep them wired through whatever it is they may be doing. Particularly those times where if people don't drink them in moderation, they might be drinking that drink like it's going out of fashion. And I remember during my days at university, I would regularly buy these 4-packs, and when I'm doing work, I would literally sit there and drink the 4-pack because it was there. And also due to the fact that I was at university and working 2 jobs at the same time, so yeah, it was a pretty busy time for me. And at the time, it felt like the perfect thing, which, you know, come to think of it, probably wasn't. I would commonly drink these 4 cans of energy drink on a day, so looking at the previous contents of a single can, just times that by 4. That I would commonly have about 52 teaspoons of sugar in these drinks alone, with 640 milligrams of caffeine in a day. Almost 4 times the daily recommended allowance of caffeine. No wonder my toilet trips were eventful. Those measures we were previously talking about was based on somebody that was 9 stone in weight. And as many of you are probably already typing in the comments, Tank, you are significantly heavier than 9 stone. Yeah, I know, you cheeky bastards, just keep it out of the comments. But perhaps a more realistic measure comes from the US Department of Health that says a healthy diet should not exceed 400 milligrams for the average healthy adult. There you go, 400 milligrams. That's a bit more realistic for us heavier folk out there. This, however, is not an excuse to drink more though. No, you still need to take care of yourself. Some of the common side effects from having too much caffeine include headaches, insomnia, nervousness, irritability, frequent urination, fast heartbeat, and muscle tremors. That all sounds pretty bad, and I should know because when I was drinking a lot of energy drinks, I also had the same problems. Not so much the frequent peeing, but everything else. I still distinctly remember the night where I realised that it was starting to turn into a bit of a problem. I remember being sat having my energy drinks and sat at my desk and realising that I could feel my heart just beating in my chest. And that's not something that you're normally meant to feel. It was at that moment that I sort of sat back and realised maybe all these energy drinks aren't the best idea, but you know, it really puts things into perspective. And at the time, I of course knew about the fact that the energy drinks weren't healthy, but I kind of just put all that to one side until I started experiencing those problems myself. And that's when I kind of maybe took it a little bit more seriously. Look, I know that I'm starting to sound like one of those better health advertisements, but no, this is just my personal experience and the experience of a caffeine addict, I guess. The US Health Administration does make mention of you being particularly susceptible to the effects during pregnancy, taking other medication, or if you're an adolescent. Children drinking energy drinks has also been a big known problem, due to how strong some of these drinks can be, and that the governments around the world have even put in place some bans on the sale of energy drinks to kids under a certain age to try and curb this behaviour. We live in a society. That 400 milligrams daily recommended amount is for adults, not children. What they even say is that caffeine in any form for children is highly discouraged, mainly due to the fact that the brains of the children are, of course, still developing, and smashing down multiple cans of Red Bull I can't imagine will do you any good. Even though I drank it, I turned out alright. I think. And yes, of course, I've done this clearly for the props of the video, but if you are genuinely looking at perhaps cutting back or even trying to stop the drinking of energy drinks, then I will be leaving a link down below in the description if you're interested in seeing how you could possibly cut back. Even if it's just a little bit, you'll be doing yourself much better health-wise long term. Yes, I know that that is highly hypocritical coming from me, based on this, but hey, I want to help the people, especially if you're a fan of the channel. So if you're going to take away anything from this video, it's that buying a multi-pack of energy drinks and drinking them all in one night is a terrible idea. Trust me, I know. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. If you want to be notified as soon as I upload my next video, be sure to hit the bell button. And if you've got any ideas for what topics you'd like me to discuss next, let me know down in the comments below. As always, sources used in the video will be in the description. Okay, so when I come to edit this video, I will probably have another one of these, but that's not going to be today because I think I'll keel over and die if I had any more, so just take it steady, people. I'll see you guys in the next video. Fantastic.